You've just emerged from your crashed time machine into a world of absolute cold and ice. Your survival window is extremely limited. Check yourself immediately for injuries and assess your time machine's damage. You have less than 5 minutes before the extreme cold begins affecting your judgment. Your core body temperature will plummet rapidly in these conditions. The ambient temperature is approximately minus 50 degrees Celsius, minus 58 degrees Fahrenheit, and you must find shelter now. Salvage any insulating materials from the time machine quickly. Seat cushions, internal paneling, and any synthetic materials can be life-saving in these conditions. You need to locate or create a shelter within the next 15 minutes. Look for ice caves or crevasses that can block the intense winds. The air is thinner than you're used to with lower oxygen levels. Control your breathing and minimize exertion to prevent rapid exhaustion. Your survival kit's flint will be crucial. You must generate heat quickly. But remember that in this oxygen-poor atmosphere, fire will burn differently. Create a multi-layer shelter using the tarp and any salvaged materials. You need at least 3 layers between you and the ice surface. Water exists only in frozen form. You'll need to melt ice for drinking, but never eat snow directly as it will lower your core temperature dangerously. Use your knife to cut blocks of ice for shelter construction. Pack snow between layers to create insulating air pockets. Your compass may act erratically due to the different magnetic field of this time period. Rely on visible landmarks for navigation. The rope can be used to secure your shelter and create guidelines in case of whiteout conditions. Mark your path back to the time machine. You must maintain constant movement inside your shelter to generate heat, but avoid sweating as it will freeze and speed up hypothermia. Every 30 minutes, check your extremities for signs of frostbite. White or waxy skin requires immediate warming action. Your survival depends on creating a stable microclimate. Use body heat to warm a small, enclosed space rather than trying to heat a larger area. The ancient atmosphere contains different gas concentrations. Keep your shelter ventilated to prevent carbon dioxide buildup. You need to consume at least 6,000 calories daily to maintain body heat. Salvage any emergency rations from your time machine immediately. The intense cold will drain your energy rapidly. Establish a rest cycle of 30 minutes activity followed by 10 minutes of rest. Your tarp can be used to collect ice for melting. Create a slight slope to channel melted water into a container. Regular movement of all joints prevents freezing. Every hour, perform basic exercises inside your shelter. The extreme conditions will affect your mental state. Maintain a regular schedule and stay focused on immediate survival tasks. If rescue isn't immediate, you must plan for long-term survival. Create multiple backup shelters within a 100-meter radius. The ancient ice contains trapped air bubbles. Use these for additional insulation when building ice block walls. Your knife blade can reflect sunlight for signaling, but be aware that days and nights may have different lengths in this period. Keep your survival tools close to your body to prevent them from becoming too cold to handle. Metal will freeze to exposed skin instantly. You must remain hyper-vigilant about body temperature. Shivering is good. When it stops, you're in serious danger. Dehydration occurs quickly in extreme cold. Melt ice continuously and drink at least 4 liters of water daily. Remember that in this period there are no land predators, but extreme weather can appear suddenly. Always maintain shelter access. Your survival in this ancient frozen world depends entirely on maintaining warmth, hydration, and shelter integrity. You must immediately assess your time machine wreckage for any salvageable materials that could aid survival. Within the first 15 minutes, gather all metal fragments, wiring, and electronic components that aren't frozen solid. Your survival in minus 50 degrees Celsius temperatures depends on finding shelter fast. The crystalline ice surface offers few natural options. Look for large ice formations or rocky outcrops that can block the fierce katabatic winds sweeping across the glacial surface. You need to create a snow shelter within 2 hours. Pack snow into blocks using wreckage pieces as molds. Stack the snow blocks in a spiral pattern, leaning slightly inward to form a dome. This igloo structure is critical for survival. Your body heat alone won't suffice in these extreme conditions. You must insulate the shelter floor with time machine debris, seal all gaps between snow blocks with loose snow. Even small drafts can lower the interior temperature dramatically. You need water, but eating snow directly will lower your core temperature. Use salvaged metal to melt snow gradually. Your electronic components can be rigged to create heat. Connect power cells in series to generate enough warming current. The ancient atmosphere contains less oxygen than you're used to. Conserve energy and take slow, deep breaths. Watch for signs of frostbite every 30 minutes. The slightest exposed skin will freeze within seconds. You must maintain circulation. Every 2 hours, perform light exercises inside your shelter to generate warmth. Create a rescue signal using dark debris arranged on the white ice. The contrast might be visible to your rescue team. Your time beacon may still function. Salvage its power source and attempt to boost the signal every 6 hours. Beware the ice surface. Thermal vents could create thin spots, and the glacier itself flows like slow-moving river. Keep track of time using your shadow. In this frozen world, the sun's position is your only reliable timekeeper. You should ration any food from the time machine. Your body needs extra calories to maintain heat in this environment. Document your location relative to major ice formations. The landscape changes as glacier movements reshape the terrain. Your survival depends on maintaining body heat. Layer salvaged materials and create air pockets for better insulation. Test ice thickness before venturing out. The sound and color of the ice can indicate whether it will support your weight. Conserve your energy during the long nights. The darkness brings even lower temperatures and increased danger. Your mental state is crucial. Establish a routine and maintain hope. Rescue teams will detect your temporal displacement. Remember that modern survival rules don't all apply here. The ancient atmosphere and conditions require unique adaptations. Watch for unusual optical effects. The crystal clear atmosphere and ice surfaces can create dangerous mirages. You must stay hydrated. Even in this frozen world, dehydration can kill you faster than the cold. Keep your shelter entrance small and oriented away from prevailing winds to maintain what little warmth you can generate. Your time machine's emergency beacon should be checked hourly. Its signal is your best chance for rescue. Monitor the sky for temporal distortions. Rescue teams will create visible anomalies when they approach your time period. Remember that no Earth creatures exist on land yet. Any movement you see is either geological or rescue-related. Your greatest enemies are cold, isolation, and despair. Combat them with constant activity and purposeful tasks. Keep your survival gear close and organized. In extreme cold, every second spent searching wastes precious warmth. You should maintain a log if possible. Record observations about this time period. If you survive, they'll be priceless. Never sleep directly on ice. Create multiple layers of insulation using any materials available to you. Your rescue depends on staying alive and visible. Maintain your signal site and check your beacon religiously. Assess your food supplies immediately. In this frozen world, you'll need 3,000 to 4,000 calories daily to maintain body heat. Your time machine's emergency rations will last 72 hours if carefully rationed. Make them stretch by eating small portions. Search the crash site for any preserved food packets that may have scattered. Gather them within your first hour. You must find sustainable food sources quickly. The Cryogenian ocean contains primitive algae under the ice sheet. Create ice fishing holes using your knife and any metal debris from the crash. The ancient seas host early marine life. Look for cracks in the ice where primitive algal mats grow. These prehistoric organisms are your best food source. Harvest algae by breaking through thin ice sections. You'll need at least 2 pounds daily for basic nutrition. Test new food sources carefully. Even prehistoric algae can be toxic. Wait 24 hours after eating small samples. Boil all food thoroughly using your emergency stove. Ancient microorganisms can cause severe illness. Maintain your shelter's heat to prevent food from freezing. Store rations in insulated crash debris. Your body requires extra salt in this environment. Melt ice and boil it down to extract mineral content. Monitor yourself for signs of malnutrition. Weakness, dizziness, or confusion require immediate calorie intake. Conserve energy while hunting for food. Every calorie spent must be replaced in this harsh environment. Create a food storage system using ice blocks. Carve depressions in the ice away from your shelter's heat. You must keep detailed records of your food supplies. Running out means certain death in this frozen world. Gather any edible ice algae within 100 yards of your shelter. Venturing further risks losing your way back. Learn to identify the dark green or brown patches of ancient algae. Avoid red or purple varieties. Your survival depends on maintaining reliable food sources. Establish multiple gathering sites near your shelter. Keep emergency rations for desperate situations. Don't consume them until you've exhausted all other options. Protect your food cache from ancient scavengers. Even primitive life forms will be drawn to your supplies. Create backup storage locations. Spreading out resources reduces risk of losing everything to accidents. You must maintain your strength. Eat at least every 4 hours, even if you don't feel hungry. Stay hydrated while gathering food. Dehydration will kill you faster than starvation in sub-zero temperatures. Watch for signs of food spoilage. Even in freezing conditions, bacteria can grow on thawed materials. Document which food sources sustain you best. Focus your energy on gathering the most efficient options. Your mental clarity depends on proper nutrition. Confusion can be fatal in survival situations. Keep food preparation areas separate from waste. Ancient bacteria could be extremely dangerous. Never eat snow or ice directly. The energy cost of warming it in your body is too high. Calculate your remaining supplies each evening. Knowledge of your resources is crucial for survival. Consider your food gathering routes carefully. Mark them with debris so you don't get lost. You must maintain your shelter's food preparation area. Clean surfaces prevent dangerous contamination. Remember that even primitive life forms can be dangerous. Cook everything thoroughly. Your survival depends on balancing energy expenditure with caloric intake. Plan gathering trips efficiently. Keep emergency food caches buried in the ice along your common routes. They could save your life. Maintain your tools for food gathering. A broken knife or lost container could prove fatal. Your body will need more calories than usual. The extreme cold increases your metabolic demands. Focus on high-energy foods when possible. Some algae varieties contain more nutrients than others. Remember that hunger affects decision-making. Eat before making important survival choices. Track the sun's position while gathering food. Getting lost means certain death in this environment. Your food supply must be protected from extreme temperatures. Too much heat or cold can make it inedible. Keep detailed notes about successful food sources. This information becomes crucial for long-term survival. Watch helplessly as your last power cell dims, the protective field around your shelter beginning to fail. The cold seeps in slowly but steadily. Your chronometer's display flickers erratically, time itself seeming to lose meaning in this ancient frozen world. You must conserve your remaining energy. Notice how your breath crystallizes instantly in the sub-zero air, each exhale creating delicate ice sculptures that shatter and drift away. Your emergency beacon signal grows weaker by the hour. Calculate that rescue, even if possible, would take centuries to reach you here. Study your dwindling supplies with detached calm. The remaining rations might last another week, but the shelter's integrity is your real concern. Observe strange, primitive bacteria glowing faintly in the ice outside. Their ancient lineage will continue long after your presence here is forgotten. Your hands shake as you attempt basic equipment repairs, fingers numb despite your best insulation. Accept that some things cannot be fixed. Record final observations in your log while you still can. Future scientists might someday find your notes and understand what happened here. Feel an odd sense of privilege, being the first human to witness this pristine world of ice and silence. The view is hauntingly beautiful. Watch the ghostly auroras dance across the frozen sky, their colors more vivid than any you've seen in your own time. Your shelter's temperature drops another degree each hour. Soon the difference between inside and outside will mean nothing. Consider how your atoms will become part of this ancient Earth, joining the great cycle of life that will eventually lead to humanity. Wrap yourself in the last thermal blanket, conserving heat while watching ice crystals form intricate patterns on the shelter walls. Your thoughts drift to the warm times you'll never see. The Cambrian explosion, the rise of dinosaurs, the first human steps. Find peace in knowing you've experienced something no other human ever has. This perfect moment in Earth's frozen past. The emergency lights fade to darkness, leaving only the ethereal glow of ancient bacteria and distant stars to illuminate your world. Your consciousness begins to merge with the eternal ice, becoming one with the crystalline landscape that stretches endlessly in all directions. The last entry in your log reads simply, "The stars are brighter here. They've been waiting for me all this time." Let your final breaths join the ancient atmosphere, adding your story to the layers of ice that will shape Earth's future. Feel yourself becoming part of something greater, as timeless as the ice itself, as your journey reaches its natural conclusion.